this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. I thought we'd have a quick look at this beech now the leaves have come out. Before I get into this tree now, I'll put an info card up, that'll pop up in your top right hand corner. They don't show on all devices, but that's the app's fault, not YouTube. YouTube does its best to let everybody see what's around, but some apps just are not very good. But for those of you who can see it, it'll take you back to this tree when I did the bit of work on it earlier this year, before the leaves came out. So when it was just a bare tree, basically. And in that video, I talk about my plans and what I'd like this tree to do as it progresses through life. So info card coming up now. Right, for those of you who've been away, welcome back. So it's difficult when you're filming to appreciate somebody could have been missing for half an hour, whereas with you it's like a second. Anyway, what we did with the wiring was to try and level out the bottom two branches, which are a little bit close on the trunk, but you have to work with what you've got. But by spreading these out and lowering them down, we've now got some quite flat pads, yeah, that are not looking bad. And then we've got this one sort of here, which is pointing forward a bit, and will probably need shortening, because I don't mind it pointing forward a bit. It sort of interrupts the trunk, which a little bit of interruption on the trunk is not too bad, especially if you've got a straight bit, or in this case a big scar where the original tree was hacked off. This tree was 12 foot tall when I first collected it, and literally I just cut it off where the first two branches were, and they were tiny. But it gave me a start with a reasonable sized trunk, and then everything else I've sort of grown from there. But what you get with beech is an initial flush that's a heavy flush. So if your tree is reasonably healthy, each of those apex buds and the side buds will produce a shoot that can often have 5 or even 7 leaves. It's usually an odd number. And we're looking at the likes of this. This is where the bud was, here. So all of that's come out of that one bud in just these few weeks. This is quite an extensive amount of growth, and unfortunately it's coming off any minute now. The thing is, I don't want this branch to get too long, and if I take it off now, it doesn't always happen, but you can get a secondary burst of growth on beech. Not always, but some of the time. So what we're doing here then is we've got a new leader up the top, which is shot out really well, and that's going to get left because I want that to thicken up as quickly as possible. So all of the growth on that leader is going to get left, just to extend and do whatever it likes, because I now know I've got this one here and potential here. So those will be my first two branches on the extension of the trunk. So I'm happy now. But what happens above that, I don't care. Well, certainly not this year anyway. And then we've still got a few branches up here that I haven't decided on which ones I'm going to keep. And again, as you saw with these, by giving them some wire and leveling them out, they become a flatter branch. So if you look at this one here, everything's sticking up. Well, that can easily be trained down. And once you do that, you've got a flatter pad that looks more in keeping, more bonsai-like, shall we say. We did this one as well, and that one lowered down a bit. One of them cracked. I think it might have been that one. Anyway, so it's coming on, and in my view, the new beech leaves is probably one of the best greens that there is. And you get the sunlight on new beech leaves, they're absolutely stunning. And then of course you get the lovely golden colour in the autumn. So yeah, so this tree's coming on now. As I say, the trunk will thicken, the base will get better, although it is a bit lopsided. See, the base actually doesn't look too bad there, but it didn't grow that side. It did this side a bit, but Anyway, there's various views of this tree. At one point I thought that was a better view, but I've sort of gone for this view now, because at least the bottom two branches are projecting forward towards us, so I'm happier with that. This branch, more like that, I think. Turntable won't stay still. Anyway, it's adjustable at the moment. It's not defined as absolutely having a specific front. It can be viewed from various sides. I mean, not that. That's obviously a side view and is quite lopsided because there's no back branches in this area. So that wouldn't work as well. But that could work. That view could work, although it's unusual to have one of the first branches pointing backwards. No, I think the first two branches work best at that angle. Sort of like that. Something like that. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, I won't bother filming it because it's tedious, because it's just a trim. All I'm going to do is where these extensions are, yeah, I'm just going to take the tip out. So it'll just be a matter of going round. I mean, I don't even need to get the scissors out. I can just go round like this. And then we may get that second flush. We may just get those that are still in their infancy and haven't pushed on, I don't do yet. I wait until they look like this and they've moved on and have extended and have got that at least 5 or preferably 7 leaves. And then we take them back and hopefully we'll get a second flush. A nice long one there. I always take the top 2 out. Some only take 1. I usually take the top 2. I'm going to have to do that one. Massive. But yeah, so now I'll just keep my eye on it, and as these other extensions push on, I don't know, somebody wants to go out, I'll have to deal with that. I'll just pinch those out, and then we get that secondary growth, with any luck, which thickens up the pads and the branches. You get more little twigs, more leaves, just looks denser. So there we go. See you next time. Bye for now.